Okay, Redmond versus City of Overland Park. In the case of Redmond, the court concluded the court must weigh the department's legitimate interest in determining the plaintiff's fitness to serve as a police officer and the plaintiff's narrow interest in preventing disclosure of the personal information. The court finds that overwhelming evidence has been presented which shows that the municipality's interest in ensuring that the plaintiff was capable of performing her duties substantially outweighed the privacy interest the plaintiff had in the information in question. This was, though, a plaintiff for an injured party who then wanted the fitness for duty evaluation records. Not the officers or examinees access, but another plaintiff in a civil case. In Pettus v. Cole, we've already talked about that. We know that the legislature has restricted the information that may be disclosed without authorization to only that which is necessary to achieve a legitimate purpose, and that's the disclosure of functional limitations. In McGreal versus Ostrov, a court held that in each instance where disclosure of mental health records is allowed under the Confidentiality Act, the legislature has been careful to restrict disclosure to that which is necessary to accomplish a particular purpose. So throughout a fitness for duty report, I'm always asking myself, is this necessary? Is this private information necessary to disclose? There's a balancing act in trying to reach that, and I'll speak about it in a moment. The court in Pettus v. Cole also went on to say there is no reason in law or policy why an employer should be allowed access to detailed family or medical histories of its employees, or to the intricacies of its employees' mental processes, except with the individual's freely given consent to the particular disclosure, or treating psychologist who says he's absolutely fit for duty and then gives a detailed recitation of their clinical evidence supporting that. How is your opinion going to stack up against that detailed clinical opinion? So Slater versus Homeland Security, federal case, in citing Lassiter, the court says, in assessing the probative weight, that is that weight which carries value to a court, in assessing the probative weight of medical opinion, the board considers whether the opinion was based upon a medical examination, whether the opinion provided a reasoned explanation for its findings as distinct from mere conclusory assertions, the qualifications of the expert rendering the opinion, and the extent and duration of the expert's familiarity with the treatment of the appellant. This is the argument here for obtaining treatment information. It is relevant. I absolutely agree that the treating healthcare provider's opinion plays a relevant role in a fitness for duty evaluation. I don't agree that it's determinative. They play an advocacy role as they should. It is an important element of it. But when you simply say unfit, it is a mere conclusory opinion, and in a federal model, it is not going to be given the weight of an opposing opinion that is descriptive. And in the case of McGreal versus Ostrov, the court said the defendants were not entitled to disclosure of anything other than the fitness for duty determination. They were not entitled under any Illinois law to force the disclosure of the intimate and irrelevant details of McGreal's home life. Now, if it does, if I was practicing in Illinois, I would provide a fit or unfit finding. If I practiced in California, I might initially provide a fit or unfit finding, and I would simply say that I acknowledge that this is a mere conclusory assertion that I've done so under my reading of Pettus v. Cole. The question is, what do you do when you want to provide a sort of conditional fitness that's contingent upon certain things taking place? I don't do conditional fit findings. If the person is unfit for duty, they're unfit for duty now. If there are certain things that would need to take place, then let's talk when those things are done. Now, if the employer says, well, what are those things that could help to restore fitness? I'm happy to provide those. But it's not a contingent fit. It's unfit. When these things occur, things may change. Happy to reevaluate. Let me know. That's the way I handle it. The problem, of course, with dictating treatment as a condition of employment, as we talked about it a bit yesterday in terms of the punch list, or maybe this morning, in terms of the punch list. But the other part of it is that there's good case law that shows that employers, in many jurisdictions, that employers are responsible for treatment, and they're responsible for the time that the employee spends in treatment as if they were employed, because it's a condition of employment. If the employer wants to do that, great. I don't know that they do. So I'm very careful to not impose that as a condition. Okay, so we have Pettus v. Cole, employers do not have a cognizable interest in dictating a course of medical treatment for employees who suffer non-industrial injuries. That is a matter for the employees to decide in consultation with their own health care providers, medical professionals who have their patients' best interests at heart.